The Washington Wizards right now are struggling a lot, and from what we're hearing, they are right now considered a big sleeper during this year's NBA trade deadline. The NBA trade deadline is less than 10 days away on February 10th, and with the Wizards right now struggling, they're the 11th seed in the Eastern Conference and are fighting hard to get into the play-in tournament. We're getting a big-time report today that the Wizards want to trade this star player, and oh boy, this conversation gets heated. According to Kevin O'Connor of The Ringer, the Wizards want to trade point guard Spencer Dinwiddie. He had been a really good player for the Brooklyn Nets before moving to the Wizards just this past offseason. If you guys don't know, Spencer Dinwiddie was a part of a sign and trade this summer, getting paid about $50 million over 3 seasons. As this report says, Dinwiddie was valued highly in the NBA 2 years ago, but of course now with the Wizards, his value isn't as high as before. And right now, the Wizards believe trading him can get them a valuable piece to help them make the playoffs. So this is where the Lakers come in. I want the Lakers to target Dinwiddie because I believe it's realistic, and on the other hand, I believe Dinwiddie is interested himself. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a very special episode of Easy Buckets. My name is Soom, and I make basketball videos every single day. So if you're new, be sure to hit the subscribe button, turn on post notifications to not miss any of my upcoming videos. If you watched this video and you loved it, do me a solid and smash that thumbs up button. I'll greatly appreciate it. It would help with the channel a lot. Just a quick shout out to an ezGANG channel member, Mystiques. Thank you so much, Mystiques, for supporting the channel and becoming an official ezGANG member. I'm super glad you're a part of the journey. And of course, if you want to be a part of the ezGANG membership and of course get these shoutouts in my videos, be sure to check out the link down below for more information. We'd love to see the family of Easy Buckets grow, and of course, it starts off with our Easy Buckets Gang membership found in the description. But without wasting any more time, let's talk about how the Lakers can get Spencer Dinwiddie from the Wizards. In the report of Kevin O'Connor, he continues and says the Wizards want to move Dinwiddie because he looks like a shell of his former self and his teammates don't want him there. Honestly, the first part makes sense. I agree, he does not look like his former self. But the second part about his teammates not wanting him there, honestly, if that's true, I do believe 100% he's got to go. To give you some information about the first part of this quote, in 2019 and 2020 season, Spencer Dinwiddie averaged about 21 points a game, 3.5 rebounds, and 6.8 assists. And then of course the following season, once Kevin Durant returned, Dinwiddie ended up getting a torn ACL, which made him miss the rest of the previous season, which of course, it was a big time setback for him. If you compare these stats to this season with the Wizards, his first year here, you can tell his stats downgraded to 13 points per game, 4.5 rebounds, 5.7 assists. And of course, I do understand because right now Dinwiddie is playing alongside Bradley Beal, which makes Dinwiddie not a liable and of course a go-to guard, but I still do believe Dinwiddie got game. It's just he needs to be in a better situation. Because the Wizards are struggling right now, a lot of the blame has been put towards Dinwiddie, and of course Dinwiddie ended up speaking up in Washington, but then he said that it wasn't a welcome of him speaking up, which basically means he tried to fix the team and tried to do whatever he can to fix the problem, but it sounds like the team was not happy with what Dinwiddie said. Dinwiddie says this exactly. "It's an interesting situation. I spoke up a little bit early on. It wasn't necessarily welcomed. And so, like I said, I try to do whatever's asked of me. At the end of the day, everybody has a role to play. It's about being accountable in your role and doing that to the best of your ability. That's really all I've got." So from what it sounds like, there is a big possibility that the Wizards don't want Dinwiddie there, and a trade coming up during the deadline, it's inevitable. So this is where the Lakers come in. I'm putting the Lakers in this scenario not just because I want it to happen. I'm putting the Lakers in this scenario because Spencer Dinwiddie is interested. A report during this past offseason, before Dinwiddie went to the Wizards, this was the report. Dinwiddie wants to play in Los Angeles next season, but also wants the bag. When this report came out during the offseason, the Lakers just let go of Dennis Schroeder, and then of course we all felt that Spencer Dinwiddie would be an immediate upgrade. But as the report says, Dinwiddie also wants the bag, and then of course going to the Lakers, he would have ended up only being able to sign a mid-level exception, or if anything a $10 million deal, which of course he ended up getting a lot more with the Wizards of $17 million this season. The report during the time says a source told the Daily News the combo guard wants to go home or wants the bag. Home is the preferred destination, but he wants to secure his financial future too. And guys, if you didn't know, the 28-year-old Spencer Dinwiddie was born and raised in Los Angeles, California. So now with the Wizards putting him in the open trade market and the Lakers attempting a big time trade, I do believe Dinwiddie is under the radar big time sleeper trade that could help elevate the Lakers team to a whole nother level. And I'm going to be telling you guys the perfect trade in mind. The first trade for Dinwiddie is revolving Talon Horton-Tucker, and it's the Lakers offering up THT, Kendrick Nunn, and a future second round pick in exchange for Spencer Dinwiddie. This, in my opinion, is a very preferred destination and of course a preferred trade package that I believe could help out both sides. On the Wizards' perspective, getting THT, who right now is putting up similar numbers to Spencer Dinwiddie, is not a bad idea. Dinwiddie is definitely better, but I believe this deal could push Bradley Beal to become more of the main ball handler and playmaker, while THT elevates into a shooting guard that could obviously develop alongside Beal. On the other hand, getting Kendrick Nunn to being a backup point guard once he returns overall Nito, I believe that's a big time upgrade as well. And then of course with Dinwiddie still having some value in the NBA, they're going to get a future asset of a second round pick, of course to secure the deal. But if anything, if the Lakers can offer THT and Nunn first just for Dinwiddie, I would do that deal first. On the Lakers' perspective, THT has been struggling this season, and I believe 100% if Dinwiddie comes in over THT to being the backup point guard, or even a player to close out games at the shooting guard position with Russell Westbrook playing the point guard, Dinwiddie is not a bad catch and shoot player, but on the other end, he can play make on those times when Russell Westbrook rests, or even when LeBron rests, as their secondary or third ball handler and playmaker. This is my preferred trade if the Lakers want to get Dinwiddie. This should be the start conversation deal and package. But I do want to give you guys one more fun scenario where the Lakers make a blockbuster trade to get Spencer Dinwiddie, and then of course the Lakers get a lot of future assets to secure a better roster, and it's the Lakers having to offer up Russell Westbrook, Ken Bazemore, DeAndre Jordan, and that future second round pick in exchange for Spencer Dinwiddie, Davis Bertans, Thomas Bryant, and Rui Hachimura. I believe this deal will be a great deal for the Lakers to get good quality depth, and then on the Wizards' perspective, Russell Westbrook returns to the Wizards. During last season, Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal was a pretty good combo duo where they actually led the Wizards to the NBA playoffs, but of course lost in the first round to the Brooklyn Nets. But the difference about this season is I believe the surrounding cast of the Wizards are better. They have Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell, and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. So when I look at this trade, it's kind of Russell Westbrook going back to the Wizards, but of course the idea is would the Wizards want Russell Westbrook back? On the Lakers' perspective, it's simple. They get good quality depth. As of right now, Laker fans are saying they don't have size, they don't have three-point shooting, they don't have defense, and in this deal, they get all of those aspects into one. Dinwiddie is a good shooter and a playmaker, Davis Bertans is a straight-up three-point specialist, while Thomas Bryant and Rui Hachimura can simply help out the Lakers, especially at that frontcourt position, but still having potential as they are young bigs that are developing season after season. This is kind of a crazy blockbuster idea that sends Russell Westbrook back to the Wizards, but in my opinion, it's pretty unlikely. I think the first trade makes more sense, but this is just a fun idea. But yes guys, this wraps up my video today talking about the possibility of Spencer Dinwiddie going to the Los Angeles Lakers. What's most important to me is I want to know your thoughts. Do you believe the Lakers should go for Spencer Dinwiddie, or do you believe he's not worth it at all? Put your thoughts down in the comments below. But other than that, take it easy, God bless, and I'll see you all next time on Easy Buckets. Woo!